It's important that you make sure that your podcast sounds just perfectly no matter where people are listening to it. So often, if you're editing your podcast and just listening to it through the computer, it might actually be a little bit distorted. It might not sound exactly the same as it will for someone who's listening through their earbuds. So one way to correct this is to actually get yourself a high quality pair of studio monitoring headphones. And I really recommend the Sony MDR-7506. Really what this is a very high quality studio microphone. It's really, or studio headphones. It's one of the industry standards. They are over the ear headphones and they produce a very great sound. Now, generally, depending on the size of your ear, you might actually be touching the padding just a little bit, but they are gonna give you a very true sound, unlike one reason you don't wanna use headphones like Beats or Bose headphones is because they actually have a bass boosting quality, so those headphones are gonna actually distort the sound a little bit. And you don't want that when you're actually editing the actual audio, especially when you're editing voices. That's something you don't want at all. You don't want that extra bass there, because then someone who doesn't have that is going to get an inferior quality sound. I really recommend these headphones. They're around $70 on Amazon, so well worth it. Well worth the cost there. They come with a nice 9-foot or so coiled cable, so you can get a decent distance. Another really great feature of these headphones is they actually come with a little 1/4-inch adapter. So I use it to actually plug directly into my mixer whenever I need to monitor the sounds. And now that's something you're going to want to do when you're actually recording your podcast, is you want to make sure, even as you're recording, that you have your headphones on. One, if you're doing an interview, a Skype interview, for example, you want to make sure it's going through the headphones and not just coming out your computer audio, because that could leave a little bit of a distortion. It might be very minimal at the beginning, but there could be a little bit of an echo because the speakers are kicking out and they might be getting picked up on your microphone actually. So that can leave a little weird effect. So you're gonna wanna use headphones whenever you're doing an interview through Skype or whatever. But I also use them even when I'm just talking directly into the recorder and it's just me on a solo cast. I will use headphones simply because that helps me monitor and make sure that I'm talking directly into the microphone. So again, I highly recommend these headphones. You can pick them up by going to yourpodcastguru.com/headphones, or you can find out more about this podcast episode and see the rest of the show notes by heading on over to yourpodcastguru.com/020TV for episode number 20 of Power of Podcasting TV. So until next week, it's time for you to go out there, take action, and maximize your impact and your income.